suspects in the kidnap murder of a
4 Crown Nationals. Well, Saturdays and Sundays at noon at Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time. Join us for Sports Center Plus, an exciting concept in sports journalism. We present over 4 hours of sports news, reporting it as it happens. We'll be up to the minute on college and pro football, on baseball, on hockey, and, of course, during the basketball season, the latest in basketball scores. ESPN staff of experts will review the week's major stories. Randy Gordon on boxing, Dick Vitale on basketball, and Charlie Cantley on horse racing. And with scores and highlights, Sports Center Plus will be your #1 source for weekend sports. Join us for Sports Center Plus, Saturdays and Sundays at noon Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time. Well, the first race is being pushed off here at Eldora Speedway, and let's take a look at the track records now as we go into this 20-lap midget race. The 1-lap track record is held by Rich Vogler at 98.78 miles an hour. The 10-lap record is 90.063, also held by Rich Vogler. Now, there is not a 30-lap record established because normally these cars run a longer distance, but because we're running so many laps here this afternoon, the midget race has been reduced to 20 laps. Now let's check the starting lineup for today's first race. On the pole in car number 42 will be Sherwin Armstrong. Outside of row number 1 in car 59, Jerry Knuckles. In the second row, car number 16, Tom Bigelow, and 55, Ken Trader. The third row, car number 59, Bob Ciccone, and 28, Eddie Levitt. In the fourth row, car number 9, Joe Saldana, and 61, Mel Kenyon. In the fifth row, car number 48, Steve Cannon, and number 7, Warren Mockler. In the sixth row, car 24, Kevin Olson, and number 10, Mac McClellan. Row number 7, Dave Keith in car number 40, and Jerry Weeks in 46. In the 8th row, Jeff Knuckles in car 57, and Sherman Armstrong Jr. in 44. In row number 9, car number 17, Joe Roush, and 54, Steve Lotshaw. And all alone in row number 10, starting in 19th position, car number 67A, Larry Rice. Now, we indicated a little bit earlier that Larry Rice would not be competing in the midget division because his regularly assigned ride developed a mechanical problem during a practice period yesterday. That's all changed. He has found a ride in car number 67, so Larry Rice will be competing in all 4 divisions here this weekend. We're bringing you 2 this afternoon, the midgets and the championship dirt cars. Ken Schrader in car number 55, and without doubt, Gary, one of the most versatile race drivers competing in the Midwest today.
Well, during the course of any racing season, Ken runs about 120 features in the midgets, the sprint cars, both with USAC and the outlaw divisions, the stock cars, both the outlaws and with USAC, and the championship dirt cars. He will be driving in 3 of the 4 races here today, only because his sprint car did not arrive.
Ken Schrader, car number 55 from Fenton, Missouri. Also competing this afternoon in this first race will, of course, be Mel Kenyon in car number 61. And Mel not only is going for his 6th championship this year in the midgets, but he is going for, in this race, his 99th USAC Midget Division victory. And I'm sure that he would like to find that one today and then possibly have an opportunity to find number 100 before the season ends on the West Coast.
Mel, of course, right now stands second, Bob, on the all-time USAC win list, second only to one A.J. Hoyt. And interestingly enough, in addition to 98 feature wins during his USAC career, he has finished second over 100 times. So what a record this man has had.
Other drivers in the starting field here this afternoon include Mac McClellan in car number 10. He will be starting this race outside of row number 6 in 12th starting position in red car number 10. Now, Mac was one of those who has kind of taken himself away from the USAC midget division this year and is competing more or less in the outlaws and winning a lot of races.
His most notable win of the season was in a USAC regional series that did not allot points toward the national championship, but he was driving a Badger midget on a small paved oval, and won that regional series at the Indianapolis Speedrome. And we've had some races here on ESPN from that track. Mac will tell you he likes the pavement. He's been racing race cars since he was 9 years old. His father got him started in quarter midgets, advanced to the sprint cars and midgets in his teen years, and likes the smaller tracks because he says of all the experience he's had in the quarter midgets. There's Mac in car number 10, and one of the real veterans at the age of 27 years of age.
And of course, we can't run a midget race now without mentioning the fact that Warren Mockler will be competing in this race. And Warren will be driving the number 7, the same car he won with. He's moving up right now into his assigned starting position, which is outside of row number 5. Warren Mockler from Indianapolis pulled off a tremendous victory about a month ago at the Terre Haute Action Track in Terre Haute, winning the Hunt 100 in the lead, of course, changing hands in the 3 times in the last 10 laps. But Warren Mockler apparently had a mechanical problem a little bit earlier, and we thought that perhaps that car would not be able to go, but Warren is out there in his assigned starting position, and Mockler is ready to go in this race.
The number 7 on the tail of Mockler's car indicates where he finished last year in the seasonal standings. He was selected as the most improved driver in the USAC Midget Division last season. Right now he's riding in 5th and perhaps as pumped up as any driver. He has a fan club that is called the Mox Flock, and they perhaps are as vocal as any fan club members. Warren Mockler in car number 7, and as the drivers come by, a big wave from Warren because the crowd responds by waving their programs and preparing for the 20-lap main event.
And so the pace car has pulled off of the racetrack, and we could get a start this time around. Again, this is our first race of the day. We'll also present for you later a 50-lap championship dirt car race, the Silver Crown Series. And that series will be wrapping up here this afternoon.
And we have a couple of dandy drivers starting in back. We mentioned Larry Rice. Steve Lotshaw has jumped from his own car to Raleigh Helmling's car 54, a former national midget champion, as is Larry Rice. So those 2 guys will be starting from the back of the pack. So keep an eye on car 67 and car 54.
Perhaps you will notice a little bit of reduction in noise when the midgets are out there, because this year the United States Auto Club put a rule in the books that stated these cars must run with mufflers, and there is a measurement taken during their qualifications, and if they exceed that measurement that's taken on the backstretch, the USAC has a talk with them. Will we get a start? Here they come, and the green flag is out. The first race of the 4 Crown Nationals at Eldora is underway, and jumping into the lead was Jerry Knuckles in car number 57 rather, with Ken Schrader moving up well and into second place. Now in turn number 3, the 2 cars run side by side. Here they are off of the 4th turn, completing lap number 1. It is Jerry Knuckles leading with Ken Schrader in second position, and running in third would be Sherman Armstrong.
Very early, Bob, we can see a driving style develop. Many of the drivers will like to go in high over in turn 1 and turn 3, then dive down low and come across the track into turn 2 or into turn 4.
Completion of lap number 2. It's still Jerry Knuckles with Ken Schrader running in second position. In third is Sherman Armstrong. Moving up into 4th place now, Bob Saccone, and 5th is Tom Bigelow. Running 6th at this time is Mel Kenyon. Now Ken Schrader moves to the outside of the racetrack to try to get around Knuckles as they come off of turn number 4. Cannot do it. This time Schrader moves that car down to the inside of the racetrack in turns number 1 and 2. But still, Jerry Knuckles holds on the lead in car number 55 as the cars go into turn number 3. Schrader high again in that portion of the racetrack. Off of turn number 4, the cars broadslide, passing across the start-finish line in front of the grandstand and completing lap number 4. Still, they continue to run the first 4, Knuckles, and then Schrader, who is giving him a challenge on the outside in turn number 3. Sherman Armstrong still 3rd. Bob Saccone still 4th, and in 5th position still is Tom Bigelow. We have a change of leader on lap number 5. Ken Schrader in car number 55 is the leader of this midget race. Schrader, who started this race here this afternoon outside of row number 2, has now moved into the lead at the completion of lap number 5, and Knuckles settles back into second position. Third place now, a battle between Bob Saccone and the number 42 of Sherman Armstrong. Into turn number 1 once again, Ken Schrader showing the way.
I think we saw some racing savvy being displayed by Kenny Schrader. He followed the leader at that point, Jerry Knuckles, for a number of laps, seeing exactly what groove Jerry was running, and elected to go on the high side and use what cushion there has developed over there in the entrance to the 3rd turn to make it move on the high side. And now he begins to open up almost a half straightaway advantage over Knuckles, who is being pressured right now by Bob Saccone in car 59, and Saccone makes a move on the low side, and Saccone has overhauled Knuckles for second position.
Bob Saccone now running in second position at the end of 8 laps. Knuckles drops back into 3rd. Sherwin Armstrong is still running 4th, and in 5th position is still Tom Bigelow. So this battle here is for 3rd position, the battle for 3rd between Sherwin Armstrong, who has 3rd right now with the number 42, And right behind him, Jerry Knuckles in 59, who led the early stages of this race. Battle for third here.